Yo, welcome back everybody to a brand new video here on the second channel. Today we're looking at some online tournaments and we're going to see what new cards from 151 are making the most amount of impact in our online tourney scene. Of course, 151 has been out for a few days now and we have had about 4 tournaments here to kind of look at here that were like decent size that could have some new decks to look at. I'm excited to see what people have brought to the table with 151. There are some pretty good cards within the set. There might be some brand new impactful cards, and we're going to see what people are bringing here to the tables with 151, and we'll see what spice and stuff is being played within these decks. If y'all are new here to the second channel, make sure to subscribe down below, help me on the road to reaching 9,000 subs, and leave a like on the video if you're going to enjoy. But let's take a look here at some new decks, hopefully, and see what people are playing from 151. Starting these off, we got the full heal tournament here, which had, I think, about 100 people. So the winning deck was Colorless Lugia, which has kind of been on a bit of a tear. Even before the release of 151, Colorless Lugia was already seeing quite a bit of play. So it's only now just getting better now that there is Mew EX in the format. Of course, Mew EX with that Genome Hacking attack, being able to copy your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks for any energy is really good because that means you can just Archeops to your Mew if you ever need to attack with Mew. There's even a world where you could even try to play 2 Mews in Colorless Lugia. Like, I think Mew is just that good in Colorless Lugia. Colorless Lugia has always been a decent deck. I mean, the Snorlax, the Weird Ear is really good. This build is playing the Luxray and that's an interesting inclusion. The Luxray does help in Mirror, which, I mean, if Lugia is going to be this popular, playing Luxray isn't terrible, especially when you do have that free retreat pivot with Mew. I wouldn't mind maybe seeing Radiant Charizard in the deck, too. This list is actually a little bit different than some other lists. It's playing Great Ball, Aroma, Ultra Ball. It's also playing a Zinnia's Resolve, so a little bit more of a, I guess, like, techier-ish build, but it is Colorless Lugia at the end of the day, and it did take down the entire tournament, proving that Colorless Lugia is really strong. It went 901. We have the second place deck here, which is once again Colorless Lugia. This one is a little bit more straightforward. It's just playing Weirder Snorlax with the Mew. The nice thing about Colorless Lugia is it does turn Lugia EX, or Lugia V-Star, sorry, into one of your main attackers, which is cool. And this build is a little bit more straightforward with what it's doing. It's got the Research, the Iono, Serena, Burnett. I'm a big fan of playing double Burnett in my Lugia decks, but I know that it's not for everyone. But I do like the double Burnett still. But yeah, Colorless Lugia is still just a very strong deck. I think that it's a little bit, it is weaker than Single Strike Lugia due to you don't have like the high damage output with Tyranitar, but you do have arguably better single prize attackers like Snorlax. You could argue is a better attacker than Yveltal and Stonejourner in certain situations, even if you're not using weakness to your advantage. But yeah, Colorless Lugia is really strong, and the Mew EX does, of course, elevate the deck. This build does play Lost City. That's something that I've never really seen in Lugia before is Lost City, but it's something that I've even thought of is what if we played Lost City in Lugia? Like, it's not a terrible idea, to be honest, because Lugia doesn't need, like, Rod or anything. We got a Charizard deck in third place. It looks like it is the Gallade Charizard deck. Not playing in the new 151 Charizard. I'm not sure if we're going to see the 151 Charizard at all in these deck lists. I mean, I hope we do, because, it'd be nice to see new cards than just Mew EX, but we'll have to see, because this Charizard deck did get top 4. Yeah, Gallade Charizard did well in Japan and is probably going to continue to do well. I wonder if, like, maybe Gallade, Luxray could be a good inclusion in this deck now that Lugia is more popular. And you already have the reversal energy. What if we played Luxray within the Charizard Gallade deck? Just kind of food for thought. But Charizard Gallade looking pretty good. Still looking that it's, a pretty strong deck. We got Guardian top 4. Guardy doesn't have anything new. Looks like no new inclusions, like no Mew EX. It does play the Zinnia's Resolve, though, which is something that I've seen talked about recently within Gardevoir's that Zinnia. And we got the double reversal. Similar build to Tord's build, actually, with the reversals, the Force Heal, the Luminionization, the Mirage Step, Curlia. But yeah, Guardy's not really going anywhere. We got a Snorlax control deck here in top 4. Now, this is Bird Boy. Now, Bird Boy is known to play control decks, and Bird Boy is also known to play bird-themed control decks. I mean, the name is literally Bird Boy. Yeah, like, I've known Bird Boy for a long time, trust me. But yeah, this is a Pidgeot Snorlax control deck, which is kind of cool. Of course, Pidgeot's ability letting you get any card out of your deck every turn is pretty broken, especially in a control deck where you're trying to, use your resources. And that's one of the things that Control sometimes can struggle with. It doesn't really have an actual draw engine. But now that we have a Pidgeot EX, maybe it does have a draw engine. But it's a really cool deck. Of course, Snorlax's ability Block makes it so that when it's in the active, your opponent's active Pokemon cannot retreat. So if you're able to stall something in the active spot, it can be pretty deadly. It does play that one of Erica's Invitation. So there is a brand new card here, the Erica's Invitation, allowing you to put a basic Pokemon from your opponent's hand onto their bench and then switch it with the active. So if your opponent is trying to hide a basic in their hand that they do not want to have put in the active, like Lumineon or something that can't really do anything, you can just immediately Erica it into play, or you can Echoing Horn the thing into play. So you have two ways to basically manipulate your opponent's basics that they don't want to have in play. And that's one of the cool beauties of the Snorlax control, and it did well for Bird Boy. We got another Colorless Lugia deck here. This one is a little bit different than the other one. This one does play the Squawk ability, has the Radiant Serena in the deck. Rain Serena might be pretty good against Lost Box, just because you already kind of have like the bulk with Lugia and Snorlax, but I guess the addition of Serena does go a long way. This is a little bit more of a straightforward build with the Collapse, Mesagoza, the Boss, the Research Iono, Burnett, no Zinnias, no Serenas or anything, no Great Balls, but it is a bit more of a straightforward Lugia deck, and I do like it. Again, Colorless Lugia, really strong deck right now, and we'll have to see how far it goes. That's 3 Colorless Lugia decks. There's actually a 4th Lugia deck here in top 8. Actually, it's a very crazy Lugia deck. It's Single Strike Lugia, but with some spice. The big thing is it's playing a 1/1 Umbreon, which Umbreon's something that I've seen before in Lugia, and I have, like, thought about it too. It's not a bad idea, right? You get that ability to gust your opponent. You have another, good Dark Attacker, which is a little bit tankier against Mew VMAX, especially when you put a V-Guard energy on it. And if you do run into Mew, you do have that addition. But Umbreon's damage is really weak, even with the Single Strike energy. But I actually don't hate the Umbreon in the Lugia deck. We do see the Mew EX in the deck, too, which I think Mew EX is a great addition to Single Strike because it actually improves your Single Strike mirror match, because now you effectively have 3 Tyrannitars, because you can use Mew to copy other Tyrannitars. So, I don't know. I like the addition of Mew within Single Strike Lugia. I think it's a really good addition, and I do like this list here. It's pretty clean. And we got another deck in top 8. We got ourselves another Control in top 8. So Control really starting to pop off now. We are seeing that this build here is incorporating that Erica's Invitation once again. But it's not playing the Snorlax. It's playing a ton of attackers. Now, I'm pretty sure the idea behind the attackers, Yveltal, really good against Lugia, especially Colorless Lugia. Even though they have Snorlax, it's still good against Lugia. And then you got the Bouffalon, which can remove an energy and put in the Lost Zone. Mimikyu, obviously, can just win games by itself. The Mawile can trap stuff like Greninja against Gardevoir. The Indeedee, I'm pretty sure the Indeedee is supposed to just be an attacker that can deal with stuff like Cramorant. I'm pretty sure that's what it's for. I know I saw somebody talk about this list on Twitter. The Regieleki and the Luxray are also in there. We got the Cleffa, kind of acting like as a Gormandized Snorlax. Really cool Control deck. Control is in an interesting spot right now. And the thing is with Control, not a lot of people really know what to do when they're playing against it. That's like one of the things. Not to mention, now that it has Erica's Invitation, a lot of the times you can cheese Pokemon into play for free with that Erica's Invitation. So really cool Control deck here, and the Erica really, I think, does upgrade the deck quite a bit. Now that there's 2 Control in top 8, we're definitely seeing Erica be used more. We got a Single Strike Lugia here outside top 8. This one looks more like the Reagan Retzloff build, but it's not playing that Mew EX at all, so nothing new in this Lugia. I was just kind of see, every time we see a Single Strike Lugia deck, I want to see if it's playing the Mew EX or not. Because some builds will, some builds won't. We got Rapid Strike here outside of the top 8. Rapid Strike doesn't really gain any new cards with 151. If anything, it just kind of stays pretty good. That's all there is really to say. We have an Alolan Vulpix Arc deck here. Ooh, wow, this is an Arc pile deck. All right, it's Arc Umbreon, Pikachu, Vulpix. Vulpix is nice against Charizard. It's also good against Shampoo and Gardevoir. So it's cool to see Vulpix do well with the Umbreon Flying Pikachu package. Pretty interesting build here of Arc piles. I want Arc piles to be good, but it's just Lost Tina's too good right now, and it really sucks. I want Arceus to be good, but they're just really held back by Lost Tina. But there wasn't really that much Lost Tina. I mean, there was one below it, of course, which Lost Tina doesn't gain anything with 151. I mean, you could debate playing Mew in the deck or not, but you don't really have to play Mew in Lost Tina. Moving on to the next tournament here, we got the Fight for Silver tournament. This one did have Lost Tina winning the tournament. So right off the bat, Lost Tina, well, it didn't do good in the full heal. It's now doing good in this tournament. Yeah, pretty straightforward Tina list. For Path, though, really going all in on the Path. But yeah, Tina is still really good. Now that Charizard is a lot more popular now, Tina just gets even better, which kind of scares me because Tina is just a miserable deck to play against. We got Colorless Lugia in second place. Once again, playing the Mew. Also playing the Radiant Zard. And I do like the addition of Radiant Zard in Colorless Lugia. I didn't like it before the Mew, but now that Mew's out, I really like Charizard in Colorless Lugia. But yeah, Colorless Lugia is still a very strong deck in my opinion. And we're seeing it do well once again. That's a lot of Colorless Lugia we've looked at so far. And this build is still playing the Mew and the Charizard. Again, Mew really does elevate Colorless Lugia to another level thanks to its attack that it gains. We got a Xianpao deck here. Oh, wait, no, I lied. It's a Blastoise. Yo, Blastoise got top 4 in an online tourney. Yo, hallelujah. This is actually an interesting Blastoise deck. 15 energy, wow. And it's also playing the Xianpao and the Palkia, which you have to play Xianpao Palkia in Blastoise. I do like this list, though. I mean, 15 energy is a lot of energy. I'm not sure you need to play 15, but I get the idea. No draw engine in the deck is the only thing that kind of scares me. Like, maybe you could cut 2 energy for, like, a 1/1 Bibarel. I do like this Blastoise list. I've been trying to make Blastoise work. I haven't done a video on it yet, obviously, if you haven't seen already, but maybe this is a list that I'm going to kind of take a look at here and kind of use. But it's cool. It went 5-2-1. Blastoise getting top 4. You love to see it. Even though it says Palkia Xianpao, but it is Blastoise. We got Lost Zone Charizard doing well. This one is playing Mew, so that's interesting. But Charizard with Mew is not even a bad idea, because you can literally use Charizard to put energy on your Mew. Or you can use Mirage Gate to power your Mew up. So yeah, Lost Zone Charizard, after doing really well in Barcelona, it's now just starting to get even more popular now, and Lost Zard is looking like a pretty strong deck with the Sableye, the Cram, and now that it can play Mew EX too, if you want to run that, it definitely gives the deck a lot more power. So yeah, definitely a really strong deck here. We'll have to see where Lost Charizard goes going forward, but definitely looks like it's just going to keep getting better. We got Miraidon here. But this Miraidon deck is not playing the Mew, so or Zapdos. So it's playing the Pogo Zapdos, not the new Zapdos EX. So yeah, we'll see if we see a Miraidon deck with Zapdos and Mew in the deck. We got another Lost Tina in top 8. Once again, Lost Tina just proving that it is just a very good deck, especially with all the Charizard running around. We do see a Turbo Lost Box deck here. This one is playing the Trekking Shoes in the deck, which is interesting. But yeah, Turbo Lost Box still just being a good deck with the Sableye. And then we got another Lost Zard deck in top 8. Not playing the Mew, but it is playing the Charizard, the Sableye, the Greninja. Pretty straightforward list here, it looks like. I think Mew's honestly a good addition to this deck, but I don't know, maybe it's not. Because, like, the nice thing with Charizard is you're putting a bunch of 1-prizers in play alongside 2-prizers that are really tanky, and Mew might make it easier for your opponent to knock you out. But Mew would improve your Lost Tina matchup. Next up, we got the Battle Park tournament here. And look at that. The winning deck, once again, was Colorless Lugia. So Colorless Lugia is dominating the online tourneys right now. We can safely say that. With the amount of good results it's been having, yeah, Colorless Lugia is without a doubt dominating these online tournaments. And we are seeing it do really well once again here with the Radiant Zard. It is playing the Great Ball and the Nest Ball. So a lot of ball cards in the deck here. Interesting to see. It's got the Vacuum, Double Collapse, Pumpkaboo. Don't hate it. Yeah, pretty clean list here. Colorless Lugia doing pretty good. And once again, it is doing really well right now in these online tourneys, because in second place, we got the Lost Box deck, Turbo Lost Box, which very similar to the build we just looked at with the double Trekking Shoes. But Colorless Lugia, in theory, has a good matchup against Turbo Lost Box. We got another Lost Zone Charizard deck here in top 4. This one does not play the Mew EX, but it is playing Claras, Roxanne, and all that stuff. But yeah, Lost Zard doing good. So that's 3 Lost Zard decks we've looked at in top 8 of these tourneys. Definitely starting to make a name for itself now that the deck did well. We got our first Mew deck in top 8 here to look at. So Mew VMAX definitely is kind of dwindling right now due to Charizard's popularity. We're seeing less and less of it in these online tourneys, but there's still that one Mew player that will squeak out a dub against Charizard, or, you know, just kind of have that run where they hit no Charizard. Especially in these online tourneys, it's not impossible. We're seeing the Mew deck do pretty well here. Once again, Mew's pretty good still. Even though Charizard's out there, if you dodge Charizard, I think Mew is still just a strong deck. We got yet another Colorless Lugia deck. This one does play that Snorlax, though, with block, which I know some people were 50-50 on whether or not the block Snorlax was worth playing. It does need 4 energy. It eats up a lot of your energy. But it is still good in the deck nonetheless, and this person did play the block Snorlax here, which it can help in some matchups. Preventing your opponent from retreating can be very deadly, especially against Gardevoir. It kind of gives you a win condition against Gardevoir, I guess, which is kind of cool. Next up, we got another Mew in top 8. So yeah, 2 Mew in top 8. I mean, yeah, Mew, pretty good. Again, if you're dodging Charizard, you're chilling, and you're still probably able to beat Charizard. I actually think Mew probably has a good Colorless Lugia matchup. I mean, I know they have Drapion, but, like, Colorless Lugia can still easily fold to a Path to Peak, especially if Mew goes first, right? If Mew goes first, then, like, they can beat Lugia. Also, they have the Meloetta Donk against Lugia, which is good, too, so. I mean, maybe you know, that's kind of the answer to the deck. Interestingly enough, we are seeing 4 Turbo Lost Box deck here in a row. We'll see if any of them have the Kyogre. We got 2 in top 8 here to look at. No Kyogre there. All right. Is there a Kyogre in here? There's a Kyogre. Yeah, Kyogre and Mew. Yeah, Mew being incorporated into the Turbo Lost Box deck with the Kyogre. Definitely interesting to see. Alrighty then. Next up, we got the Mujis Dodos tournament, which was another decent-sized tourney. And the winning deck was Gardevoir. Guardy with no, unfortunately, with no Mew EX. We'll have to see if Guardy starts playing Mew, but looks like a pretty straightforward Guardy list here. And it won the tourney. I mean, Guardy's still good, right? Guardy's still just a good deck right now, even with 151. We got Miraidon. Actually, Sajin Park got second place with Miraidon here. Not playing the Zapdos or the Mew EX, though. Interesting. But yeah, that is Sajin Park. We got more Colorless Lugia doing good, or Single Strike Lugia, sorry. It's not Colorless Lugia, this is Single Strike Lugia. And Single Strike Lugia with the addition of the Mew EX. And I think Mew's a great addition to Single Strike Lugia. Once again, it gives you another really good attacker that can one-shot stuff, especially under the right matchup. And, of course, you get the addition of having, like, an extra T-Tar. But, yeah, Mew EX and Colorless Lugia, or Single Strike Lugia, definitely good addition. Again, Single Strike and Colorless are both really strong. There's, like, a debate to play both, in my opinion. Both have their ups, both have their downs. Both kind of have their benefits and their positives, right? So definitely interesting to see that. We got another Single Strike Lugia here. It's the same Umbreon deck with the Mew EX that did well, so that's interesting. I'm not sure how good the Umbreon is. I'd have to test it myself, but it doesn't seem terrible. I guess one thing with Umbreon is you get access to Mean Look, so against Gardevoir, you do have the ability to go like Umbreon plus double turbo to try to like trap stuff. Huh. I mean, it got top 4 or top 8 twice, so like maybe that Umbreon's good. We got Rapid Strike doing good. Again, Rapid Strike doesn't really gain anything with 151 apart from just kind of staying a good deck. You would debate whether or not Mew hurts the deck because Mew can copy Urshifu, but Mew can't one-shot Urshifu, even if it hits it for weakness. Another Lost Tina doing well. I haven't seen Lost Tina play the Mew yet, so we'll have to see if we'll see Lost Tina with Mew. We got 2 Xianpaos rounding out the top 8. This one plays Reversal Energy Gallade. Oh. This is a spicy way to play Xianpao. Xianpao with the Kirlia engine, not playing the Bibarel engine, actually opting for Kirlia Gallade. That's an interesting take on the Xianpao deck. It did get top 8. It's an interesting idea. Reversal Energy does not work with Xianpao, though. Pretty sure that doesn't work. You can't use Reversal Energy with Xianpao. If you could, that would definitely be pretty sick. Got another Xianpao deck here in top 8. This one is the Palkia Bibarel build. Yeah, a little bit more of a conventional build here. Yeah, Xianpao is still a good deck. It's actually good against Charizard because if you can blow Charizard up every single turn with Xianpao, it's pretty darn good. So we'll have to see where Xianpao keeps going. We do have a Darkrai deck outside of top 8. I guess we can take a look at that. It is Darkrai with the Wheezing from Chilling Rain. When there's an energy on it, it doubles the energy. But the Darkrai deck does have a new card in it, and that is going to be that Cycling Road, which is a great stadium to play within Turbo Darkrai. Because what it does, once during each player's turn, they may discard a basic energy from their hand in order to draw a card. A really strong card in Darkrai. This does give you, effectively, extra draw and ways to get energy in the discards. That's really cool to see. And finally, we got the Tournament of Doom. I think this was the first 151 tournament that happened, and the winning deck was Colorless Lugia. So Colorless Lugia is on a rampage right now. This deck definitely is very, very strong, and I am a fan of this build. I like the double Mew in the deck. A little bit more straightforward. It's playing the Serena. It's playing 4 Burnett. Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh. Okay, it's Colorless Lugia with Quad Burnett, and it did take down the entire tournament. It's also playing 4 Gift Energy and stuff, 4 Jet, 4 Gift. Interesting build. But yeah, Colorless Lugia, really good deck right now, and it is dominating online tourneys. We are safe to say that Colorless Lugia is dominating right now. That's crazy. And even in second place, we got Single Strike Lugia, and it's the Umbreon build. Oh, look at that. The Umbreon build is back once again. All right, maybe this Umbreon build is actually going somewhere. This is the second time we've seen it now. Or, no, the third time we've seen it in top 8. So maybe this deck is, like, doing something. Maybe we have to consider this going forward. I don't know. It's interesting. I guess next video I'll have to see if it does well. We got Guardy in second. Guardy probably just kind of got farmed by the Lugia. It does play Temple of Sinnoh, though. And even Mew EX, which are probably both decent against Lugia. But, yeah, we do see a Guardy here with that Mew EX. Again, pretty good addition to Guardy because it does give you even more attacks for Gardevoir to try to abuse, which is really cool. So, happy to see the Mew there. We got Lost Tina here in top 4. No new cards, just your bog standard Lost Tina deck. We even got a Rapid Strike in top 4. Once again, Rapid Strike, we're not going to see Rapid Strike play any new cards in it. It doesn't really gain anything. We got another Guardy here in top 8. This one does have the Mew EX also within the deck and the Temple of Sinnoh. So, again, Gardevoir with Mew and Temple. Pretty good additions right now, especially with all the Lugia going around. Temple of Sinnoh isn't as good against Colorless Lugia, though, because you're not really shutting any energy off, apart from gift energy, I guess, like Iono Temple against Guardian. I guess that is actually enough to be there, but I'm not too sold on it. We do have a Turbo Lost Box Kyogre deck doing well. It looks like it's Andrew Estrada's list minus the Roxanne in the list here, getting top 8. And we got another Lost Box deck in top 8. Another Kyogre build, a little bit similar to Andrew's list. Well, maybe not. It's playing double Roxanne, though, so going all in on the Roxanne. Now, interestingly enough, there is an Oinkologne deck in 9th place. What the heck? That is crazy. Oinkologne doesn't seem bad yet. Oinkologne with Rigid Band, that's pretty sick. And it does play Charons and Sharon, and it does play Hammers, which is kind of toxic, but I mean, Hammers might not be bad against Lugia. I wonder if, like, Oinkologne can maybe incorporate Yveltal in the deck, too, for some control. But, yeah, really interesting to see an Oinkologne bubble out of top 8. Getting 9th place. That's crazy. This might be the highest placing Oinkologne deck we've seen so far with the release of Oinkologne EX. Like, I'm just talking in general, so. Because it got a lot of hype in Japan, but just kind of flopped over here. But interesting to see that Oinkologne got 9th. But there you have it. That is some online turn results, early online turn results with 151. We are seeing a Lugia dominate. Colorless Lugia, to be specific, is dominating. It won one tourney. Yeah, won 1, 2. It won 3 of the tournaments we looked at today. That's pretty crazy. This deck is just winning a lot of online tourneys. Some pretty cool results. I like seeing the Blastoise in the top 8. Also, it is cool to see the Umbreon single strike deck do well. I've really got to kind of look into that more because Umbreon could be good in single striking. Maybe it is something that people should have been playing the whole time. Maybe it's actually that good. Who knows? But that'll be for me here on the second channel, and I'll see y'all soon. We're probably going to do maybe another video soon looking at some online tourney results from the late nights that we're going to be having on the Wednesdays. So hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and of course, if you're new to the second channel, subscribe down below and all the good stuff, and I'll see you all in another video. Bye-bye.